That boy Kanye West is having one hell of a week. I mean, that boy went to sleep a billionaire, and when he woke up, it was gone. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's your boy Kalibur. Let's get into this.
But before God, what I will do is start off as a samurai and say, I'm sorry for hurting you. As a Jewish person, I'm sorry for the way that made you feel. And I'm sorry for the entire population of a race that I feel is actually my brothers, because I classify and feel that I'm also connected with Christ. You know, the sons of Abraham, however we want to word it, right? For us to come together and bring our different talents together to serve God collectively.
This nigga gonna apologize to the Jewish community, but don't say shit to the black community. You a clown, dog. Jews gonna have your ass looking like Delonte West on Skid Row, nigga.
And it's being reported that he lost up to $2 billion in just one day. Yeezy had a deal with Gap. They cut ties with him. Balenciaga cut ties with Yeezy. Foot Locker cut ties with Kanye West and made sure they got all his Yeezy shoes out of their stores. And in embarrassing events, Kanye West tried to run up in a Skechers store unannounced, and they had his ass escorted out. I mean, how bad it's gotta be when even Skechers don't want your shoes? I have never seen a person get canceled to this extent before. They wasn't just canceling Kanye. They was literally trying to erase this man out of history. I mean, it got so bad that Madame Tussauds was removing his wax figure in their museums, and they was painting over his mural in his hometown of Chicago. And a lot of people were saying, Kanye sacrificed himself. But what type of sacrifice was he really doing? Kanye West keeps finding himself in the most horrible deals ever known to man. For those who don't know, I'm gonna break down all of Kanye's contracts so you can see exactly why he been acting a fool lately. It was infamously reported that Kanye signed himself away into a slave deal with EMI Publishing. And in the contract, which is one of the most worst contracts ever known to man, in his contract, he must, quote, remain actively involved in writing, recording, and producing compositions and major label albums as your principal occupation. To break this down, this says that Kanye can't even ever have another job that takes the place of making music. Meaning that no matter what he called himself, whether he decides to be an actor, whether he decides to be a clothing designer, it says that by law that his job has to remain forever a music artist first. And it also states, at no time during the term will you seek to retire as a songwriter, recording artist, or producer, or take any extended hiatus during which you are not actively pursuing your musical career in the same manner as you have pursued to date. For those who don't understand what that's saying, this contract with EMI that Kanye West signed says that he can't even retire, that this man has to continue making music until he dies. I mean, that's crazy. Sheesh. These are the most craziest words I have ever seen in a contract. And y'all mean to tell me that your boy Kanye West, the genius, read this contract and said, sign me up? I mean, if slavery was a choice, it looks like he chose to be a slave to this slavery contract with EMI Publishing. Oh, Kanye West sacrificed himself, all right. It looks like he sacrificed his whole life when he signed this terrible deal. Don't get me wrong. I love Kanye West. But while he's been doing these wild antics all week, it made me look at, how do we even get here? And it seems that I've been noticing a pattern that Kanye West signs a bad business deal. All of his fans cheer, hooray, black business. He did it again. Our genius has prevailed again. And then in a few years, next thing you know, Kanye's going on another terrible rant, acting crazy, trying to get out of another deal that he signed himself into. And I just don't think that that's the mannerisms of a genius. I don't think that that's the mannerisms of a person who is in leadership. Now let's dissect the Adidas deal, shall we? Adidas has announced that they will continue to release Kanye West shoes without Kanye West's name on it. Has anybody been wondering, how does something like that happen? Oh, that's right. You sign a contract. You sign your damn life away. That's how that happens. I'm noticing a pattern that Kanye continues to sign on a dotted line of contracts that he must not be clearly reading. Kanye West said himself that reading is as boring as eating Brussels sprouts, that he don't even like to read.
Also, when you said I hadn't read this book, I actually haven't read any book. Reading is like eating Brussels sprouts for me.
By his own words. And that's crazy to me, because how does a person who owns a school like Donda Academy, where you're supposed to be able to teach kids how to read and write, how does the owner of a school say he don't read? Based on Kanye's decisions in business, it's clear to see he ain't reading these contracts, because he's signing the worst contracts known to man. According to reports, Kanye West licensed the Yeezy name to Adidas to use for his sneakers. And it says here that allegedly Kanye West is supposed to earn a 15% sale on every Yeezy shoe that Adidas sells. So these are his shoes that he designed. His name is on the shoes. And you mean to tell me Kanye West signed a deal that only yields him 15% of his own tennis shoes? How does that happen? How the hell does that happen? How does Kanye West find himself in a music contract that says that he cannot retire and he must continue to make music until he dies? Then he signs a deal with Adidas for tennis shoes, and it says that he will only get 15% out of a shoe that he 100% designed. Come on, y'all. Something ain't adding up. It looks like the reason why Adidas can put out Kanye West shoes without Kanye's permission is because guess what? Ta-da! Adidas owns the patents to Kanye West shoes. Meaning, they own the designs, y'all. Yeezy might own the name, but they own the designs. Meaning that they can reproduce any shoe they feel like it without his permission. Legally, might I add. Let's look at the shoes that Adidas owns that belong to Mr. West. Come on now. They literally own the Yeezy boots. They literally own the design of the 350s. I mean, come on. They own the Yeezy Crocs. This is crazy. This is crazy. It says here that the applicant for this trademark is Adidas, and it was filed on June 28th, 2016. And that the term that they own these designs is for 15 years. So y'all mean to tell me that Kanye put himself in a contract where he only gets 15% of the shoes that they sell, but they own the designs for 15 years. Oh, Kanye made a sacrifice, all right. Oh yeah, he sacrificed a lot. Kanye West sacrificed his integrity. Kanye West sacrificed his relationships. Kanye West sacrificed his trust within the black community, his legacy, all to get out of a deal that he signed by choice. I love you, Kanye West, and if you see this video, bro, I gotta keep it real with you. The only slaves that we know so far that became a slave by choice is Mr. West. No genius would ever find themselves in this constant cycle, acting out in public, throwing black people under the bus, saying every outrageous thing you possibly can to get these people to let you out of these deals. Brother, if you made smarter decisions, you wouldn't have to act out on TV and say all types of heinous things to get canceled just so you can get free. If you were a free thinker, brother, they wouldn't have to let you free. Like Sway told you long time ago, just build it yourself. Stop chasing behind these fashion people. Stop trying to get the approval of the fashion industry and build it yourself. If you build it yourself, they can't cancel you, bro. And I say this because I love Kanye West. See, people who love you, they hold you accountable. People who love you, they want to see you do better. See, this isn't to tear brother Kanye West down. This is to say make better choices, my brother. If you are a free thinker, you will make choices that set you free, not keep you bound. After all the anti-Semitic rants about how the Jewish community has been screwing him over, the question is the Jewish community really screwing over Kanye West, or is Kanye West screwing over Kanye West? Because based on his history, it looks like he's been having a tumultuous relationship with almost every deal he's ever signed, from his music contracts to his publishing to his clothing deal. For a person who calls himself a genius, how does he keep signing the most horriblest deals and making the worst decisions that has earned him the title of one of the most canceled people I have ever seen? It seems like Kanye West and contracts is like oil and water. They just don't work out. Because it says here, according to TMZ, Kanye West is currently allegedly being sued by his former business manager for not being paid to run Donda Academy. According to legal docs obtained by TMZ, Thomas St. John claimed that he was hired as Ye's senior financial advisor and chief financial officer for a guaranteed term of 18 months. St. John says that after getting the first 3 payments, Ye got heated and aggressive during a meeting at Nobu, proclaiming that he didn't want to work with St. John anymore. St. John says that he brought up the 18-month term that Kanye West signed an agreement to, and Kanye said, according to TMZ, quote, "That 18-month term was bullshit, and you're insane if you think I'ma stick to it." Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. It looks like Kanye West may potentially sign up for things that he don't fully understand or get the ramification for, and when he has to be held accountable for the things that he signed by choice, that he acts a fool, acts out of character to get out of his legal obligations. And I pray to God that Kanye West doesn't try to jump into another deal with somebody, because it looks like he was up to his old tricks when he ran into that Skechers office, trying to get them to sign him into a deal to put out his shoes when the whole world was cutting ties and canceling them. I think it was a good decision that Skechers said, nah, we good. You cannot sign the worst deals, agree to terms that you don't like, and then blame everybody else for it. A contract is an agreement. And if you don't like the agreement, don't sign it. If someone puts something on a piece of paper and you got eyeballs to read it, if you sign that contract without reading it, or you skim through it and just put your name on a dotted line, it ain't the Jew, it's you. And I know a lot of people not going to agree with me, but I'm going to be real with you. We got to stop jumping to every opportunity people throw in front of us. You got to stop signing your life away for $1. Instead of chasing a bag, we need to be chasing the paperwork, y'all. I hope that somebody learned something from this video. If you have anybody in your family who loves to design shoes, who's a clothing designer, who's a rapper, who does music, send them this video. If you love somebody who's a creative, send them this video so that they don't end up sacrificing themselves the way Mr. West keep doing. Because I'm going to be real with you. He talked trash about the black community for a week straight. He talked about the Jews one time and they got him out of here. The Jewish community stood in solidarity and said, we ain't going for that. And I'm just wondering when we as black people will start having ownership so that we can start owning companies and we can start having leverage in business deals so that when people start to disrespect us, we can say, we ain't going for that. People play with who they think they could play with. And the Jewish community said, you ain't going to play with us. You got to respect it. Make sure that you follow me on all social media platforms at Who is Kalibur. Like, share this video, and subscribe to this channel for more. And I'll be back. Peace.